Where is your girlfriend? And how you gonna speak about? Hold on, y'all. How you gonna speak about a? I don't even press play on the videos because I don't watch that type of content. Because narcissists obviously talk about each other because people are narcs. So that's who's in that community. Narcissists. Why you should never date a narcissist? And I don't, because if I did, I would be in Angola, basically, or not. Yes, it's different. So well, so I'm not doing the intro. I'm just shooting the thing. I'm trying to get people up to par to kind of like I don't know if they can see me yet, how to work and operate and navigate through these messy ass YouTube streets. So for the most part, you'll want to filter out what you're able to see. Basically, subscribing to individuals who are, who are like-minded, So you don't want to be clicking, not necessarily clicking on, but you don't want to be subscribing to toxic individuals, basically. And yes, I can see you. I don't click on those videos because narcissistic flying monkeys tend to gravitate towards one another, and that's gonna get me to my next video. But because Vlad put up this video, he's no DJ, y'all. And so this young guy who's a rapper, a real rapper, he was speaking about some stuff, but I'm gonna make it separate content or whatever. And a lot of content has dropped. I mean, it's on, but it hasn't dropped yet, basically. So check out the sorority series. Hello, Ricky Smiley. How you doing? And I know Barack is very funny. Have you seen a funny ass, dirty, fake fight? Stop playing with me, Ricky. Stop jocking me. Stop jocking me. People don't even know who Ricky Smiley is anyway. We've been knowing who that clown was. He ain't said a clown. Ricky ain't no clown. We just don't fuck with child politics like that, bro. Even Barack knows that. Barack told you about them people who handed their diaper them babies when he went to New Orleans. They handed them pissy ass babies. That was so embarrassing. Barack is funny when you see that nigga tell him Natasha looking for him. Really, not really. I don't want the Secret Service on me. What's Barack nickname? What I call him Elf Ears. You know the Secret Service that be getting their little nicknames. I call my grandpa Joe Biden Sleepy Mr. What we call Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe, that's my grandpa Ricky. Yeah, let me get back to what I got on. Yes, I can see you. I can see Tom Grande. He's weird. I think he has a not weird as being like weird. He's obsessed with murder. He might want to check out Paramount Plus, that Mark Cherry Wild McKill seasons 1 and 2. We don't know when season 3 gonna stream. Oh, season 3 could be streaming right now. Ah, Todd. Yeah, Todd obsessed with murder. Oh, that white lady, she murdered her kids. That's awful. Well, the frauds, they didn't sit up there. They didn't murder their kids. They just dropped them off here and there and everywhere, basically. And then they fled to Atlanta, Mr. Todd Grande. So Todd to Tracy Morse when you holler at her, okay? Thank you. Now that we got that out the way. But yeah, it's a regular person. You don't want to say you a narcissistic flying monkey. So now telling people how to beware of people like yourself, sir. I think that's very bright. That's like a cheater saying, "Beware of me." That's what Tony Gassins be doing. He used to be a cheater, but I don't even call it that. You two people dating in college and stuff. That's not cheating. Unless y'all really have a pact to where y'all too young for that. People need to learn how to court. But there's this guy in the YouTube streets, and no, I'm not subscribed to him. He'll be making some weird ass faces, bro. You need to audition. And when you find that script, let me know so we can write ours. Yeah, y'all. You probably like, can you see me? Of course we can see you. People sitting up there. We not at area 51. Yes, we can see. Yeah, there are a lot of narcissistic flying monkeys in the YouTube streets, and that's why a lot of them are byproduct by like 30,000 people, y'all. I don't stop counting. I only pay attention to individuals who are productive, and I pay attention to individuals who fresh out the tub. No, no, Kevin, no. Yes, individuals can see stuff. I pay attention to mega stars and superstars, rappers, the real ones with the RAPPERS, baby, not them WRA, because a lot of people are still up and coming. So I don't know what Meek Mill artist says, sitting up there saying envy. Okay, I got you. Envy me greatly. Yeah, a lot of people up and coming or whatever. Some of them have to learn how to write because as people were saying, who was saying that earlier? Oh, that was that dude. He was like, I ain't gonna say his name, but he's a rapper. He's been in the game for about 20 years. He said that individuals need to learn how to like switch up their writing styles basically, and I totally agree with that. I don't know what's going on with the youth, y'all. Like that's why real mentors are important. But yeah, we don't. I don't follow narcissistic flying monkeys in these YouTube streets, and I can tell who's a narcissistic flying monkey because obviously I had to do understudy, y'all. I've done understudy in many of places. Case management. That's how I know how to read these dirty reports, Ricky Smiley. You not on it, sir. Barack know what I'm talking about. He's probably sitting up there playing golf or chilling in Martha's Vineyard or something. And we still hear Barack. 10 toes and 2 feet, sir. Nah, I call him Elf is. Trump is big orange man bag. Trump is Donald, that's my daddy. Joe Biden has dementia and Alzheimer's like my granny. So she do. My Yeah, I'm telling people, I was like, something wrong with grandma. Like, what's wrong with her ass? No, is she crazy? Yeah, she crazy with a K-R-Z-Y. No, this motherfucker have dementia all the time. She be like, grandma, you talking to? And she be like, who? For true? Who? Bitch, you. I don't put her on. Y'all see how people be exploiting their grandparent? I don't do that. My great grandmother, she was scared of telephones because she was used to the rotary phones and stuff. She didn't like technology or whatever. She was like, "What is that?" She don't curse. Oh, and we don't curse in front of her. She was like, "Whoa, what that thing?" Or she call it that thing. When you the phone, she said that thing. You recording me through that thing? It's a phone, grandma. That was my great grandmother. And then her mama died when she was like almost 100, 101, something like that. My grandmother died when she was like, I think she was like 98 or 99. So we could go back like a couple of hundreds of years, y'all. And my grandmother said my great grandmother was not a slave. Yes, we have all their pictures, and they look like some shit that you'll see. Probably not on motherfucking History Channel, cause that shit take that with a grain of salt. But that was dressed real cute back in them days, the 1900s and the 1800s. Yes, my grandma never keep up with how old she is and how I knew, cause I say, grandma, how old are you turning again? Every year she was turning 65 or 60. I'm like, girl, we had to go. Girl, why you been lying about your age for like 40 years? And if at first you don't really pay attention to it to every year she's saying the same thing. Girl, we're about 40 light years behind, darling. We're gonna need you to catch up. I'm gonna let y'all see. I call her gangster granny, but she's not a gangster. Um, she's not a gangster. My grandmother was a maid. Handmaid's Tale. That's why these little, it's some real weirdos in these YouTube streets or whatever. They be like, well, my grandpa worked all these jobs, and my mama had, my great grandmother never had to work, and she had 12 kids. She had 12 kids, 13, but one of them died at birth. And back in those days, they did midwife stuff or whatever, but yeah, she had, that's why y'all blame on dog. You can, just some stuff can happen at home. She had 12 living kids, 13 kids. 13 kids. 13 kids. I ain't finna do that. But congratulations to your grannies. They some gangsters. That's why I said, baby, not out this cat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, so no, we can't see the narcissistic flying monkeys. I can see some of them. Man, they're blocked basically. You're not blocked, even though you're a little irritating. Every time I get off of here making a video or something, be like, it don't say recommended for you no more. It just be like a little pop up. Who are you, sir? And where's your girlfriend? Where's your ring? Not that that matters, but if you so narcissistic and you know it, I mean, how does that work with dating? And as for me, I don't date anyone that's narcissistic because I don't want to end up in Angola. Angola for me. I don't want to end up in prison, okay? And I probably wouldn't even end up in prison because I do. What bodies? I'm like Hillary. Where my girl Hillary at, child? Hillary was a little bit more fun than you stupid hoes. Hillary was a little bit more fun. So, yes, y'all. I can't do no narcissistic, flying monkey. Somebody, let me skip that real quick, cause you know narcissists will make you want to just put your hands on them. You feel me? They really do. They will really, really push you there. Somebody was saying something. He had on a green shirt earlier, or somebody yesterday, whatever. He was saying like people really push you to that moment. You know, some people really can do the talking thing back and forth, and some people, I'm just saying, just like face to face. Some people can do the talking thing back and forth, and some people just when the people sit up there when I see it's gonna be on site, so they be hee hee ha ha, and then when they see people, they be oh no, I was just no. People just want you to explain yourself. You ain't got to turn it to no, a shout match or nothing like that or whatever. Just man up or woman up. But for the most part, he mentioned something like what people trigger used to be. My trigger used to be when people used to make fun of me because my daddy, somebody killed my daddy, and the so my trigger used to be when people used to sit up there and try to chase me and be like thinking I'm scared, but really I don't want to fight because I'm a nerd, and I didn't want to embarrass my principal and teachers and all the other stuff because they'd be very appalled. So my trigger used to be when people were like, "That's why your daddy did. That's why your." I'm not even talking. I just run up. Wait till we get out of school. As soon as we got out of school, because y'all know I ran. I was fast. I been fast. Y'all. But don't do as I do, y'all. That's what we're trying to teach the youth or whatever. But every once in a while, you're human. You're going to get into screaming matches. You're going to get into shout matches or whatever. But it don't have to be constantly or whatever. When I come on here, I be trying to show people how to go from a 20 back down to the planet Earth. You don't want to be doing third of life for nobody. It ain't even worth it. Trust me if it was. Andre, y'all know what's on my itinerary. Trying to eat these, trying to eat these snakes up. Andre, Malcolm, Kentucky, boy, look, forget that flood. And then what Storm on Hotel? He gonna come on? You gonna do y'all even research? I know they like I'm not being funny, but the T Sippers, even though she got that little scrag hiding behind her, I'm like, oh, come out of hiding, bitch. Come out of hiding. A little sex worker. And because you're a sex worker, how could you be on the internet just spreading rumors like that? Period. Hope you're not trying to elevate because you are a liability. Oh, what's Storm Ho gonna talk about? Normally people be doing research. That's why I was getting to that. Not even doing that research, but at least try to get to the grit, get to the meat, get to the bone of stuff before they sit up there and come in the YouTube streets and spread rumors. I think. What do y'all think? Let me know below in the comments, my little robots. What do y'all think? Y'all think people should start suing individuals when they try to tarnish their brands? What do y'all think? Let me know once again down below in the comments. When I do the next video, I'm going to scroll, put your Cash App name here, and then say something cute or whatever. Like you can encourage your fans or encourage your subscribers to engage with each other or encourage your subscribers to leave a comment because that helps boost the algorithm. Boost the algorithms word on the curb. I wouldn't care because I'm not trying to boost it. Sometimes the algorithms like me and sometimes they don't. The algorithms probably want me to be into the beef sector or want me to just report on certain type of stuff. I like to talk about politics, policies, laws, cybersecurity. I don't go in depth with it or whatever, obviously. Okay? So I don't know if they're going to put a patent on it. Okay? Hopefully so. People be like, oh, rights reserved. No. So whatever ends up in their hands is that type of property. But for the most part, I just like to watch people grow in the YouTube streets without using, just deceptive ways, lying to their audience, deceiving their audience, tricking their audience, scaring the hell out of their audience. They be scaring the hell out of their audience. Some of them are doctors. And I ain't talking about Dr. Moise Watkins. And no, I'm not on his payroll. You know me and that man, obviously, we do not think the same. And that's perfectly fine. But yeah, individuals go that way. No cap. Individuals be, I ain't on his payroll. I like to do shit so I like to be in control of all of the operations. not in control of people like these little sheep and zombies who are not influenced. They're just tubers. That's what I'm gonna call them now. I'm gonna call them fake news because you know what? Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Why is that? Ooh, turn that closet light off. Huh? You better not be stunning, lying, and capping. Okay, we should. All right. Turn that light off. How much was your electric bill? That shit was in for 560 each one. 566. Hurry up so I can start cussing like a sailor. Yeah, but narcissistic. We gonna go to You turn the light off. I see one more light. Yeah, but for the most part, people don't feed into tomfoolery. We know what the algorithms want people to do. They want to just behave horribly, and I don't see how people have it. That's because they don't have a soul. You really, when I understand what people used to mean when you look into people's eyes, it's like you can read their soul or see their soul or whatever. And some sheep and zombies, they don't have a soul. That's why they don't have any problem getting on here spreading rumors about regular people, doxing people. We hope they turn it into a like it's already a law, like that's illegal. Messing with people's LLCs or whatever. Like, are you gonna pay the taxes on people's LLCs? If not, then don't worry about it or whatever. You feel me? And some people do have to lock their shit in like that. I'm gonna start writing in. I ain't gonna write into DC. Write into your state officials. I really think people should be able to use a PO box now. Cause back in the day, before the evolution and modernization, halfway modernization of technology, back in the day, you know what I'm saying? It used to be cool for people to set up their business, LLC, whatever. And now it's not cool anymore because you have so many just like conniving haters, and they just truly like to fuck up people's business. And that's why individuals, they don't necessarily tell them, oh, this is black on, this is white on, this is that. Sometimes personally it's bad for business. So you'll have people own stuff, not even know who the owner is. That's why I be telling y'all, be careful how you talk to people and treat people because you never know who you be speaking to or with. Individuals don't have that problem. Yeah, I might curse like a sailor, but you do not want to just sit up there and just be acting all, in reality, just off the chain, da, 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 or say something like, yeah, I cannot stand white people, or whatever. And just because somebody might look this and this and that, yeah, I don't know what businessmen and women look like if they don't look like the ordinary. That's like I had telling they call everybody Jamaicans or not black, not African Americans. Maybe they call themselves different. You have to ask because everyone people get to speak for themselves. So it depends on how they was raised. So we know individuals that come from different walk of life or whatever. That's why I be telling people, or well, encourage them not to get all wrapped up into colorism. People have all different colors in their family. Might not have a lot of brown people in there, but it's definitely all types of colors and nationalities, ethnicities, and all that stuff. So, and people might look black to you. Them people might look be white as hell. Probably with no black in them. I don't know why some white people look black. And they be asking why people act black. People don't act black. If people grew up around enough niggas, they're going to not necessarily act like they're going to sound like that. And it doesn't mean that they're going to sound ghetto or sound hood. They're just going to have a twang with them. So this we know because I had a homeboy in school. He played arena football. People used to always think that he was racist. I told y'all he ended up marrying a pretty beautiful black woman. Yep, I was shocked. I was like, boy, I didn't know you like black girls like that. He was like, that's all I date. I ain't know that. Leave it to other people. They say he's racist, but he tall too. I guess he did. I guess the pygmies liked him. He was like, you is not my type. So he definitely have a type, darling. I seen his type. She's pretty. So yeah, so if the narcissistic flying monkey, I'm glad because that takes a brave heart to do something like that. Hey, I'm a form. Why have you been in psychotherapy for 5 years, sir. I had to do the math just now on my fingers the old school way. Real therapy should not last that long. I would know. I've never been in therapy, sir. I know that I do case management and look over, do for community service, did case management, look over files, have the file set up for the caseworkers and all that good stuff or whatever. Editing the stuff, making sure there are no errors. Ricky Smiley. I am definitely good at what I do, darling. Please do not insult my intelligence. And you don't know who Ricky Smiley is, you're a midget. I could tell you're short. You have a big old Kool-Aid smile. Now I'm not talking to Ricky, I'm talking to this person who says they've been in psychotherapy since 2017. How does that work with dating? Does that mean that you have to date another person who's a narcissistic so that you can get and understand each other? I'm just asking. I'm curious. I done seen a lot of crazy people. I had to talk crazy people down. Like, they be mad at their parents. The parents too old to deal with them. Some people got to be institutionalized because when their parents get older, their parents cannot control them. So he was just like, just walked in, big ass motherfucker. Real big, real sweet if he's not having an episode. I'm hungry. Oh, okay, so I heard you say that you're hungry. He was like, yeah, that food smell good. There you go, take the food. Because he was going to take it any fucking way, okay? His mother was so pissed off. She was so embarrassed that she, like, walked away. I'm like, ma'am, you're leaving? You're, come back. You're leaving your baby. He not a baby, he a big boy. And then he just sent up there. Once he ate his food, he calmed down or whatever. But like how people in these YouTube streets, I was crazy. I done seen real crazy motherfuckers. Okay, some of them need to be institutionalized, which is that's where he's at right now. The judge was real lenient. He didn't get into trouble or anything like that. He just had an episode, a manic episode or whatever. That's why in this one I will talk about highs and lows. We're not gonna use no fancy jargon because the DSM have pissed me off. Okay, pissed me off because they try to. We're gonna call thieves kleptomaniac. Fuck that shit. We're gonna call a spade and call a thief a fucking thief. All right. So that's my beef. It's some more beef with it or whatever. I haven't pulled back the page of the DSM in quite some time, darlings. Plus somebody stole my $300 motherfucking book. They stole my book. And they help you they teach you how to classify different things, even injuries. You got T1, T2, T3 or whatever, and so now I gotta brush up on those skills depending on which realm I'm gonna go in for the next probably 10 to 15 years, perhaps. But yeah, man, individuals who's crazy, some of them know that they're crazy. Some of them know that they need to be on their medication. Some of them take their medicine. It's a new effective thing. I don't know how long it's been around, but it's some type of shot they take, and it kind of helps them stay more balanced and mellow out because not everybody like to pop pills. So a lot of crazy people don't like to take their medicine because it make them feel funny. It might make them sleep all day. So it's important for you to seek real help from a real professional that's not like Felita Hannah Poole, okay? Because she's a clown. She like to abuse her contracts and stuff, helping her clients engage in fraud and pretend to be crazy. You're not crazy, huh? You and your baby daddy's lazy. So now we got that out the way. Okay. Okay. Class is in session. But I don't understand why y'all spending so much time in therapy. I don't care if it's psychotherapy, therapy, whatever. If the real therapy is not supposed to last that long, and if individuals need that type of stuff, then that means they probably either need a mentor, not necessarily a spiritual guide, because if y'all already bananas or cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay, we don't want, y'all need a handler perhaps. You probably need a handler. You probably need a living assistant, personal assistant, that's very expensive. Not everyone can afford that. But if individuals can afford that personal assistant, it is helpful to keep them. You can't stop somebody from going on a mania. If they're gonna go on one, y'all see celebrities sometimes. If they're gonna go on a mania, they're gonna go on a mania. You've seen people run down the street naked. Oh, they're coming to get me. Sometimes real life can come at people so fast to where they just get spooked out. All right, but for other people, they can somewhat handle the truth. So seeing weird shit or seeing different shit does not necessarily spook them out. And individuals, they are real people. It's people that do consultation. They won't sit up there and do one like on a live or anything like that. But you could check them out. You gotta do your own research. But there are a lot of loonies, crazy people have gotten their PhDs and their, I ain't gonna say necessarily say PhD, but some of them have because I can see them in these YouTube streets and they're kind of weird. A lot of cuckoo from 5150s have gotten plastic degrees basically. How they pass their classes, I'm not sure. All right. So the curious kitten is still curious and wondering, like it's kind of weird. Back in the day, you would not necessarily see Mr. Jordan Peterson stuff like that. And it's weird because it's like individuals who are substance abuse counselors, they're actually alcoholics in recovery. And some of them are full blown alcoholics. So that's why you're walking a fine line when you say, do you think people should be able to work in the field if they have not recovered? I don't think so, because then they start doing anything to feed their addiction. Just like it's no different from how these sheep and zombies in the YouTube streets try to feed their dopamine addiction. Your first high, i.e., your first viral moment, is going to be your best and ultimate. Your first hit, if you hit crack, do whatever illegal stuff, is going to be your first and only high. This is what you learn in substance abuse class. Basics, bare minimum basics. Your first drink, once you get told the fuck up, this gonna be the first time you get drunk. So fucking, you gonna get loaded this week. How you gonna get so loaded? You gonna remember that shit or whatever. And some people be like, that's not for me. They don't want to sit up there and throw up until they guts, coming out, puking. But for other individuals, some of them don't care. They know they know they're gonna be an alcoholic till the day they whatever. So does that give people the right to sit up there and misuse people's identity, credit, all of? No, that does not. It does not. And if individuals are so out of control to where they cannot re-enter general population, they need to be committed, i.e. inpatient indefinitely. They don't want to go there because they're not really crazy. And the individuals who pretend to be crazy for a check or whatever, if they get around real crazy people, they're going to be like, let me out. All right, so now you're ready to get your own money rather than robbing government employees and taxpayers and abusing sensitive programs that were necessary and put in place for you to get your life and your shit together. It's the envy and jealousy for me, baby. And Storm Ho, he know about that. He used to be a caseworker, so he could read fake files, but he does not have them. He doesn't have them. Could he get them? Of course he could, but he's down. He's on his entertainment blogging shit. So, with that being said, darling, but Simon Rowe, he made a case so he can identify red flags, fraud. He can understand why these episodes not lining up with the database and the paperwork is all disheveled. It's not making sense. You say you're seeing a doctor, but this doctor don't seem like they even exist. And then ones that do exist, these reports is dirty. It's not making sense. The code's not right. The billing not right. Illegal third party billing. Kickbacks. But so, don't worry, you guys. Stormo Ho is on his celebrity gossip stuff. Not gossiping, but why Chris Jenner didn't tell you that she know Miss Linda? They took a picture together. That's why I'm going around taking pictures with people. Even Caesar from Black Ink understand why, darlings. You know, I never met Caesar, okay? Okay? Oh, yes. Oh, it's the tea, darling. So, but I want to understand, why are you in counseling? I know Storm House like dirty. Yes. These scripts wrote themselves. They wrote themselves, darling. All we do is read them. That's what we do. That's all we do is read all about it. The American people want to read them or whatever. But FDC give us a green light, we'll try to share some more junk. I just thought, I'm saying DC has more in their budget and they have not paid to take Princess at this moment in time in space, which is why tutorials have been put on a standstill, darlings. How's that for cloud? Not cloud, cloud. But how do you end up being in psychotherapy for How'd you end up being in psychotherapy for 5 years? I'm trying to understand that. And I'm not saying that you might not need it. I just find it very peculiar. Very peculiar. So that's very interesting. And at least you're sharing it. I don't even know if you're an actor at this. You know, you got up and coming actors. They'll pretend to cry. I know how to cry on cue. I was in theater arts. But when I cry, it's either because I'm about to knock somebody the fuck out, which I give them time. I'm like, you know what? This conversation is over. If they want to press the conversation, we're not even talking anymore. We finna get gangs. No, we've not. But don't do as I do. That's not becoming for women nor men. That's why we want the youth to do a little bit better. And if I cry tears of joy, like when individuals are going through certain milestones or whatever and they're elevating through life. I cry. When kids play in the water in New Orleans in a hood, I cry. And I know boo hoo, I just cry. Tears just come down my eye, I just cry. That's how you know it's genuine. All right? Yes, and if I get excited, I will cry, okay? Now, if people piss me off, and that'll be a different type of cry. You know how people not from New Orleans, if people get that crackle in their voice, back up, get the fuck out the way, and just leave them alone. And they'll calm themselves back down, just let them be. So individuals who are emotionally intelligent, they're able to not turn their feelings off like water. They're able to bring themselves down. So if you say that you were in psychotherapy for about 5 years now, because you say you started in 2017, that would mean, I don't know, I'm guessing y'all be medicated. And not every person have to be medicated, though. I'll get into that shortly. I just find it peculiar for people to be in counseling their whole entire lives. Counseling should never, I don't care if it's psychotherapy, should never be used as a crutch. That's detrimental to your self-care and your well-being. So, and some individuals have to learn. It's a lot of people that go through trauma. You don't carry that baggage with you for a lifetime. If that's the case, that means you're going to always struggle with anything. You can't just carry, oh, I'm going to carry this. My daddy died since I was two. No, I just tell people, please don't test me. Don't play with my feelings. Don't threaten me. Because, like, look, I ain't wrapped too tight. When people say they ain't wrapped too tight, they are emotionally intelligent and disciplined. Just please don't play with me. Some people don't have to be medicated though, and I find it remarkable. There are a lot of doctors out here getting into like holistic stuff or whatever, not pouring shit down their mouths, powder and stuff. Y'all better stop. The FDA been trying to warn. I guess y'all say, well, fuck the FDA. All right, y'all. No, we're not covering that pink sauce. That we're not doing none of that. We don't get down with the TikTok flip flop, TikTok till you drop. We don't get down to that. We like to stick to real news. Okay, we're not saying that it's not real. I just like to pay attention to what's going on in these YouTube streets and watch people's milestone, basically. So yeah, individuals should not need a therapist for a lifetime, because then that means you're using it as a crutch and you never want to get your wings, darlings. You have to get your wings, being able to walk on your own 10 toes and stand on your own 2 feet, basically. So that's the point of that. And I'm not gonna count, because if I did, I'd probably just have to do like perhaps. Y'all know I used to mentor juveniles, right? And the little boys, y'all know little boys be, look, little boy, look up here. Look up here. And the little girls be like, oh, your rent, oh, darling. So then I gave it away. I can't give this one away. And then, because there's like, I want to be just like you. And I say, exactly, what does that mean? Because that's why y'all see me dress like this. Because you always dress nice. So what I used to dress up, dressing heels and all the other stuff to work around at-risk youth. And then she was like, and you got this and that. And I'm sitting up there. I was like, oh, okay. So now I have to self-check myself. I say, you don't want to be like me. You want to be better than me. And I say, you see these materials and all this stuff? No, sweetie. I said, life is bigger than this. Just like it's bigger than the NBA. It's bigger than the NFL. It's bigger than entertainment. And it's bigger than music. MUSIK. So then I had to I have to check myself, whatever. I don't want individuals thinking, oh yeah, the materials do not make you happy. And even rich people have been telling you guys this. You see that they go through a lot of ups and downs or whatever without having to exaggerate it. Because most of the time, rich people going through something, you might catch them in a hole in the wall. You might catch them just wanting to speak to somebody that's regular, that's not out for their money. Because basically, they don't know who to trust. They like, Scooby Dooby Doo. I don't know where to look. My rich friends, all we can do is compare fancy ass Ferraris and Corvettes and Maseratis and Maybachs, and they get tired of that. Eventually, they get tired. They can have expensive art, beautiful homes. They get tired of it, y'all. So they should wake other people up and hear people at the bottom. Oh, you're perfect. Or what's perfect about opening a mansion door and it's empty? So that's another reason why I be telling you guys, hi, I'm sorry I curse like a sailor. I be so embarrassed sometimes, but it also keeps the sheep off of my page and it keeps people from trying to use my videos. So I was speaking to people about being in therapy for a lifetime and encouraging them to get out of therapy because eventually they have to walk before they I mean crawl before they walk before they crawl before they walk before they soar, basically. So I don't too much do those type of videos here because it's a lot of weirdos in the YouTube streets. Obviously it's a lot of misinformation when it comes to mental health and self-care. And I just I would want individuals to at least gain the strength to be able to go through real therapy, select a good therapist who's gonna match your energy or whatever. And if your therapist is being hard on you, accept that because no real therapist wants to take your money. No real therapist wants to um keep billing your insurance company away, especially if you have private insurance. That's why private insurance companies are very leery when people say I need therapy. But now, by it being a pandemic, they know that some individuals do need therapy and stuff like that. But therapy should never be a lifetime because that's detrimental to your health. It's not healthy. So that's with that. There's a guy on here. He was speaking about narcissistic flying monkeys or whatever. And he's probably wondering if I can see him. I can see him. How many people can I see in the YouTube streets? Not that many, because I filter my content. So the individuals that I specifically just sit up there and check on, see if they're progressing, checking on the milestones or whatever, I'm able to see those individuals. So generally, I subscribe to them. So, yeah, I'm not sure if this guy is still in psychotherapy, is what he call it, but he's been in psychotherapy for since 2017. I will hope that eventually, and see, like right now, I don't know if he's an actor, because y'all know actors are real good at what they do. And yes, people been in theater arts, but nothing that comes out of this is not an act. I just find it very disgusting for individuals to have to, not for them, but even if you have a counselor, no real therapist wants to see you every single day for a lifetime. It not only is exhausting for them, it should be exhausting for the patient or the client. And some people brag about it in the YouTube streets. I've been in there, and they go into this toxic trauma bonding phenomena, and that's not healthy. We leave those kinds alone because you can't get through of them, nor do we try. But for the most part, for individuals who are in counseling or psychotherapy, just know that it's not supposed to last for a lifetime. And individuals are not going to be using fancy jargon and all this stuff. I'm not Jordan Peterson. I don't want to be the guy, whatever. He doesn't even use fancy jargon in the YouTube streets anymore, but it's not healthy. It's definitely not healthy. I'm not going into counseling. Case management, I might go back. I don't know what I want to do at this point. I'm not sure what I want to do. Whenever I go back in, I probably don't have to do about another 15 years or so, if that, basically. But yeah, so yeah, I can definitely see you. You have brown skin. I know that you have a big old Kool-Aid smile, and I can describe different individuals in the YouTube streets without saying their moniker, which is their screen name, basically. So that's like a form of PII. That's like a form of protection or whatever. But some individuals like you to say their name. So I guess that's how they know they're human. Either that or that's how they know that they spread lies and disinformation when they spread gossip. It's not even gossip, just rumors. DC is like, you're gonna be in federal government? No, no, no. No, I like to be on the ground with the people so that when we're speaking about policy, speaking about reform, speaking about research, speaking about how to decrease any type of cracks as it pertains to, any type of gaps as it pertains to service, delivery and service. So I like to stay on the ground. I'm not going to be a politician because people ask me that. No, I curse like a sailor, and I'm pretty sure they'd be like, "Did you see her Scooby Dooby Doo YouTube videos? Look at this or whatever." So much for that. But y'all saw the poppy pussing senator out there in Rhode Island. We don't know if that was real or fake. Even if it was, it's a skit, ma'am. Dusty ass thigh. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to do counseling. It's too tainted. When I say tainted, too many moles, i.e., bad people, have gotten inside. So counseling is not what it used to be. And that's why I feel for individuals who actually need counseling, because it's like, where are you gonna go to get the help? A lot of professionals who are properly trained, they're leaving the field. How are they able to leave it? Because a lot of them that came before us, they're able to sit back, kick their feet up, and they're able to be housewives basically. And then the other ones are just retiring because they're old. They're like 80 years old. So, but that's I'm not going into counseling. And even if I was, I probably have to go back and brush it up and do it. And I don't want to do that. I mean, people ask about it was a scam. I mean, back in the day, it used to be worth it to get an education, higher learning, i.e., a degree. In 2022, get a trade, basically. You don't want to have to, unless you're going to be a doctor, MD, not one of them spoof doctors. I remember that fake OBGYN, that black dude. I think he was in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. He was a fake gynecologist, and I'm like, why did, baby, you don't even look like you're old enough to even know enough about your own body. So you think I'm gonna let you touch my vagina? Get the hell up out of here. GTFOH? Yeah. So yeah, the counseling field is tainted, so I'm not going there. And like I said, recap, even if I did, I would have to go back. And I'm not doing that because it's a waste of money. So if people want to do something, if you want to be an attorney, a real attorney, not the ones that's getting disbarred. A lot of attorneys are getting disbarred from state to state. I'm surprised it's not a federal investigation. It is horrible. 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 That's why individuals need to learn what their rights are so they can start doing pro se. And Louisiana kind of, quote unquote, it's so archaic, kind of make pro se kind of difficult for some unknown reason. This we know for sure because their paperwork, we're like, y'all papers don't even have numbers on. Like, what is this? Looks like something that you could basically get a tear out of a magazine. So I encourage people to get a trade. And welding is still a good field. What else is a good field? MD, welding, uh, obviously anything that has to do with machine, obviously computers, but people, this is what thieves do. When they figure out we can steal people money by a click of a button, yes you can, and we want it back. That's what we've been trying to tell Ways and Means. It's not them who stole it. Black people stole it. And then they scattered throughout Kentucky. They can't go back to Louisiana. They can't go back to Houston. They can't go back to Bexar County or Harris County. They can't go back to Las Vegas. So now they're concentrated in Georgia, Kentucky, and Washington State. And they cannot go back to Mississippi. And if they do, like, go we're gonna see how that works out for them. Y'all know how you set up a little dragnet? Well, it's like a cyber dragnet or whatever. And like, let's always be telling the bloggers, please concentrate on F-listers. F-listers are not celebrities, so we could care less about who they're screwing, sucking, effing, all that stuff. We look at people that have a lot of longevity in the game, people that can sit up there and not necessarily open the doors for people, but some people that other individuals can look up to. So, and as you know, we I don't do comedy or whatever, but there's this comedian, and I know Eric. Black people be stealing so many jokes, and white people steal them too. But the comedian is white. He's tall. People know him as BB, and that's all we say because we don't want people harassing people. So, that's swatting people house and stuff. That is illegal. Period. But a lot of individuals are jealous of him. I thought they were scared of him because he's some big spooky white guy, but apparently they're probably scared because he's not a dummy. He's smart. He done been around a few of the little clowns. Other clown comedians is what I comedians. I don't like them. I like some of them. I don't mention the ones that I do like because then people harass them and say, "Oh, y'all are racist. Y'all are coons. Y'all are Trump lovers." Y'all right. So when they say y'all are Trump lovers, it's starting to sound to me like, "Oh, y'all nigger lovers." That's what it sounds like. I mean, like y'all coons. I think it's childish. And sometimes people will act childish right along with the sheep and the zombies or whatever because Trump gets the last laugh. Like, seriously, at the end of the day or whatever, he had a top secret clearance, I'm pretty sure. Like, yeah. So people probably think, oh, Trump supporters, they're not gonna Trump supporters or Obama's and Clinton and Bush's supporters. Not supporters, but voters. Not yes. When I say Clinton, I'm talking about Bill. He played the saxophone. But yeah, those are the voters. So I don't know. DC keep on talking about this, talking about that. DC just want Americans to be weak. I don't know. DC is going through a hiccup, y'all. Whatever's left, we don't know because they don't know what they're doing at this point. Some of them do. Then they just get ran off. All they got to do is shut up, you racist. Shut up, you coon. And then Democrats are weird. And I'll never vote for them again unless they can change their tune. But 9 times out of 10, their tune is let's run off on a plug twice, which is i.e. higher taxes. If people want to know why people are fleeing certain areas, it's because illiterate individuals who cannot read keep voting for higher taxes. Like this is happening in New Orleans. People haven't finished high school, so when it's time to vote, and it happens in Georgia too, when it's time to vote, they don't know how to read. They just see the word yes and they say yes. You just voted for higher taxes, not once, not twice, going 3 times, 4, 5, 6. And so people like, why are certain areas they actually get their stuff fixed? Because they're gonna stick it to them. White and black people and Mexican, whoever live in the area is gonna be that uniform voice, that universal voice. And if there's a pothole, it could be a pothole in a grocery store parking lot. We want it fixed, and it's gonna be fixed. Because if not, the city is gonna make them fix it. They're gonna get fined. Now, if it's the city's property, then the city have to fix it. But all those that's a catch-22 when it comes to that. Oh, whose property is it sitting on or whatever? If the city property, city fix it. If it's the business property, business fix it or whatever. So that's that. See, individuals are too illiterate, is what we call it. Because you got to think, a lot of people have dropped out of school too. And so even if the individuals that are going to college, some of them were never qualified to sit in that seat. But because of affirmative action and all the other stuff underneath the sun, and people are able to go to school 100% free, something white people and black people can't do, mind you. I ain't trying to be funny. Black people and white people can't. Do y'all know any white person that went to school 100% free just because they were white? I don't. Okay? And I don't know of any black people who didn't take the carrot grants, is what I call them. If you vote Democrat, you get you can go to school 100% free. I don't want that carrot. Then that means we always got to say, I's a slave. I scared of Trump. I scared of Bush. I scared. I'm not playing those games. Those games are low, vibrational, and they're retarded. you can't even trick a kid like that. If you give a kid which one you want, they're gonna be the biggest one. Yes. This is bigger than and politics was supposed to be something fun. Obama, and I mention this because Ricky Smiley mentioned Obama he is quite funny. He's hilarious, and he needs to come back. not to the office. He needs to explain to his base they need to tighten up. And why haven't they sent up there and listened to the federal memos that's been going out since 2014? We know that they've been modernizing in DC and updating stuff because you could tell by the OMB number, the control numbers, and the dates that they were reissued. Not reissued, but the dates where they, where it's updated, basically. I'm tired of babysitting these peons sitting up there. Obama, Trump, all of them can have dinner together. I don't care what they do at this point in time and space. Now, what they not finna do is keep on jumping in. Either they gonna jump in or they gonna be out. Because a easy fix to this sloppy federal sloppy statements would have been an executive order. So apparently they probably executed one of those, whether Obama, Trump, or we know Biden not doing nothing. He sleep. That man don't even know. He's like Mr. Weekend at Bernie's right now. Even if they would have issued an executive order, they want to follow it. That's why I say, what, build some more prisons, especially for the pedophiles and the serial rapists. And that's why I cannot be an attorney, because sometimes people think I'm an attorney. Like when the crooked state workers were speaking to me face to face too. Are you an attorney? What's your... No, man, I'm not an attorney. What you want me to do? Lie and say I'm an attorney like Richard Shepard, who should be. I think he's disbarred in Washington State. WSBA number unknown. It's in the files. No, I'm not an attorney, but you're supposed to. You, ma'am, you being a mediocre freaking caseworker, you're supposed to know certain type of rules, regulations, and guidelines. And if you don't know it, you got some manual that's supposed to be sitting on your desk. But see, I so experienced from pilot programs from way back in Y2K. I don't have to refer to a manual. I don't need a database either to show you. Houston, there's some technical difficulty. These codes are not right. Matter of fact, it's missing a lot of codes, especially legal codes, and that's how I know. Houston, there is a real problem. Race to space. Rice University speech by JFK. So, yeah, let me know what Mr. Jordan Peterson is doing, and because I want to ask him, what does he feel about phony and fake and fictitious assessments? What does he feel about that? How do you guys feel? Do you want to pay for mental health fraud? I wouldn't as a taxpayer, but that's what they've been paying for, and that's why the American people have the right to know how their tax dollars were wasted and squandered, basically. And I yield back to DC. Respectfully. There are a lot of good politicians out there, y'all. And some of them might be too busy, but they always got people that have people that have people. Okay? So, yeah, for the most part, I don't want to be a politician or whatever. Because that's why they got gray hair, because some of them are really working. I read the article. Why do some people have gray? Because they're constantly working. And they cannot be that one change by themselves. Collectively, yes. Bipartisan Democrats still playing games. They want somebody to die. Now they're trying to control guns. Control Kedrick's illegal firearm, please. And I get back to DC. They want to disarm American people. They cannot disarm Americans. And then they want the firearms to be in like pedophiles, serial rapists, all these kind of people. No, this is not Canada. I'm sorry, Canada. Y'all know I love you for the crown, but And Canada think they slick. Are you mad? Because we haven't, you know how you buy the boxes of Crown? What, a little box of Crown? We used to get limited edition, Queen, King, all this cute stuff, light up, little, all trinkets. And I guess they said, so this is a real recession, huh, Canada? Justin Trudeau over there buying makeup. I don't know what you're talking about. You got money, you don't have money for the Crown limited edition, but you got money for makeup, sir. How much did that cost? I don't know if that's true, so I'm going to say allegedly. See how easy that was? I'm not going to sit up there and spread rumors just because I've seen it in these YouTube streets that Justin Trudeau buys and wears women's makeup. Sir, not the makeup. And that's another reason why I didn't want to go into theater, you guys, after high school, because you're not going to be caking my fucking face up at every single fucking moment in time. No, Kevin Hart, no. And BB landed the plane. He bet about 99.9%. He be like, no, no, I don't. Yes, he does. He could do that easily, easily, because he's diverse. That's what real diversity looks like. Has nothing to do with skin color. But people hate the big bear. I think they're just jealous of him because he's really, really tall. Then they be like, oh, now you're fat. Oh, now you look like a hunk. Oh, now he's like, I don't give a fuck. Amy likes it, so fuck you. And then he got kicked off of Patreon. And that's why I haven't been back. He was kicked off of Patreon. He's been kicked out the YouTube streets. Even though he's other people can upload for people. Why are these sheep and zombies worried about a big bear who's minding his own business? They jealous because he know how to play the piano. And when he play the piano, I start writing poetry, and I write too. And I don't sell anything. I give it away for people if they're sweet, though. If they have a good heart that's genuine, I give them poetry. So these streets have been very boring. It's some old, and yes, I can see Crow. Crow be having that weird voice. Crow is a veteran. RTS, he's a veteran. That's what he's saying. I don't know what branch he was in. And it doesn't matter because when you transition, it's like all of us are Americans. And Crow be like, for the legal, Crow, this shit is fake court records. It's fake. Fake judge's signature. I don't know no doctor. Oh, I know Dr. Eyes. Oh. Yeah, they was stamping some of the judges. Them judges, some of them retired. I was like, you know, judges will sit on a bench like this. They'll sit on the bench forever. They said, fuck yeah, I ain't got time for this. I'm glad I ain't have to use a lot of selling language. And eventually, I'll start doing this channel to where I'm going to start taking it down just a notch. Not because I want to be monetized, because I do not give a damn, okay? But because I just want to just like, there's no need to sit up there and match evil energy with the zombies and the sheep because they already know what the American people are capable of, especially during times of war. So, with that being said, okay, so I just wanted to come into the YouTube streets to let this guy, he's a narcissist, and it's okay because he called himself that. He's been in psychotherapy for 7 years, and now he make videos. I don't know if he's an actor, okay, because y'all know these actors and be coming out the woodworks, Marlon Wayans, and be acting like I know you know who BB is, bitch. Marlon Wayans is a black urban comedian, up and coming, white chicks. Oh, racist. Marlon Wayans, y'all gotta know the behind the scenes, the with the inside. It ain't even inside jokes. Y'all see Marlon Wayans, so y'all might see him in the YouTube streets. I'm not subscribed to the creep. Marlon sitting up there looking in people's eyes, and he was like, "Wouldn't it be funny? Yeah, it would be funny or something." That was horrible. People probably forgot all about that little This wasn't an interview, but Marlon was talking to BB. He's like, wouldn't it be funny if one of us is no longer here? And Marlon looked like, yeah, that would be funny, huh? And wouldn't it be funny if one of us no longer making money? That is not funny. Just to try to ruin individuals' career or whatever. If you even call it that. There's nothing like a career of being a family man and woman, though. I digress. So I'm gonna have a lot of content dropping, you guys. Some might be released today. I don't know what's on the. I have to go back and see. So I hope you guys are enjoying your Monday. Don't let this recession and the high food prices get the best of you. If you eat in moderation, it shouldn't really. It's still gonna affect you, but because you're not out here doing mukbangs and eating yourselves to death, just it's just a hiccup, and hopefully we'll get past this, and this too shall pass. If you're looking for biblical stuff without all the curse, but sometimes Colonel Potter cursed like a sailor too, but not as much as I do. You can go and check him out. Now he's mad with the he's mad with the face. I was like, hold on, sir, because I still need some of the federal part. Yes, we do, because I don't have a badge. So, because these criminals misuse our identity in so many different areas, y'all, it's just like any other person would be like, I just give up, and we're not. That's why we're showing American people how to stand up and how to defend themselves intellectually and physically if you have to. But don't do the physical part because they already know if you voted for Trump. I told you them nigga Trump supporters and them right racists were violent. Trump supporters are not violent unless somebody fuck with them, basically. And then it was so funny. We're riding in deep red state of Texas. They seen a Ted Cruz sign. Oh my God, I know it's going. Yes, it's tons of them around here. No worries, because white people aren't checking for you like that. Just leave them the fuck alone. Long as not trying to go to other people's area, trying to, you know what I'm saying, overthrow it, they're fine. They're not even, yeah, they're going to notice that, okay, you're probably the only black person, people around here. They're not going to, they don't care. People just care about milking their cows and that type of stuff. And I'm telling this to black people who never, some black people never seen like a lot of white people, or some black people never been in a position to where they're the only black people around. Be like, I wonder if the white people, what do you think? Yes, they know. You stick out like a sore thumb. And when you go to Japan and Korea, can I take a picture with you? And people be like, what? Get offended. Some of them, you gotta ask them. Black people, some people find certain type of people to be like, what is that word? What is that word? I don't want to use the word that people use in these YouTube streets because it's a little bit. They use the word racially ambiguous, but some people find a certain type of people just to be foreign. So they be like, can I take a picture? It's like you a movie star when you go to Korea, Japan, or something. Can I take one thing? So, yeah, see, black people find it funny, right? But when people sit up there and be like, oh, Shaniqua, oh, Darnell, why you lying? I ain't a lion, I'm a cheater. People be thinking, oh, why that white person trying to act black? Or, they ain't trying to act black. They probably be trying to let you know that somebody is a cheater. Oh, that's why I like real news and I like comedy too, y'all. Comedy brings us together. Comedy brought people together during the Great Depression, which occurred well before our times. And then, y'all notice how I stumbled this because I need to just stop. Either I'm gonna sit up there and I think I'm gonna stop speaking conversational Spanish for a minute because it is affecting my speech. So it's nothing else because I be like, Bueno, papeles aquí on la ventana por mira para tu neto. I just need to, but that's what happens. Even when Hispanic people or Latin people, that's how they still have their little thing in their voice. Oh, I didn't know you was, where are you going? And stuff like that or whatever because they be speaking English and Spanish, English and Espanol. And if somebody asks me how much do I speak, it's poquito. They be like, how old are you? ¿Cuántos años? So I don't speak a lot of Spanish. I could have got on my Rosetta Stone shit, Department of Defense. But then there was a technical hiccup or whatever, and I knew that it was going to affect millions of Americans unnecessarily, kind of like Glass-Steagall repeal. So I had to be on my shit and went into the field. So yeah, if y'all want to speak about biblical stuff, because Colonel Powder know how to speak Hebrew, and it's beautiful too when he does. So even when Arabs be doing it, it's so. We know people, they work at stores and they be like mashallah and stuff like that. And they say a lot of other stuff, whatever. And if you ask them how to say stuff, depending on how you ask them to say it, then they'll help you speak whatever. And that's how some Hispanic people are too. They just start speaking Spanish. Hola, ¿cómo estás? I'm like, look. People from Colombia speak a different type of Spanish. I don't understand. I can't even. And even if you could, people have different jargon, different words, different slang. So I just don't do it. So they call this thing Tex-Mex or whatever. That's what they call it down here. Because it's not standard. And yes, a lot of individuals do speak standard Spanish. And even if they know English, they're still going to speak in their native tongue. So that's a fun fact. In New Orleans, there's some people, that white lady, that white, because that's you groom individuals to do that. But whatever people groom their kids to be, them niggas or them black people over there. That's why I tell people, if you want real change, you have to be that change and you have to be that progression. It's not going to occur overnight. And it only occurs when individuals have difficult conversations. But when people are being censored for no damn reason for the season, then it becomes a problem, Houston. It's like, oh, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. You don't get a voice. You don't get a voice. You're white, you're a coon, you're this, you're that. You don't get. That's absurd. So Shout out to individuals who's turning YouTube into a real business, not a fucking gossip fest. Because we don't engage in all that. I truly believe God will be the judge at the end of the day. So yeah, I curse like a sailor, and I might go on rants. I might release negative energy, but for the most part, it's not gonna be 24/7. No, and that's why I write poetry. That's why I write other stuff that can truly help people. Obviously, real consultations are very expensive, so I don't care about dropping free jewels because I'm in downtime right now. And when I do go back to the field, Colonel Powder, and no, I'm not going back inside. I ain't going close. One foot in, one foot out. When I go back into the field, I don't know what I want to do yet. So I've been thinking about that like daily. I don't know what I want to do yet. So, Colonel Powder going off about the feds. I turned down with my DHS job a long time ago. But if I want to turn it down, I would not have been able to solve the opium breaches. And that Peter Steele, Peter Thiel, that thing, Glass-Steagall repeal. So I'm grateful for the opportunity and the olive branch, but I turned that down in case inquiring minds wanted to know. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, yeah, people like women in uniform, huh? We like men in uniform. It doesn't matter what kind. That could be day laborers. It doesn't matter. Them Hispanic people be getting buku money working on a railroad. I like to sit in an office in a air conditioner. I'm not good for no hard like picking cotton. What my grandma used to do. Keep calm. She did it for money. Cause some people are like, oh, it's my grandparent. My grandma said she was never a slave. She picked cotton to get some extra money. So I don't know. It's some lying going on. Close those history books full of that fake news. Your real history is storytelling and stuff that's passed down from one generation to the next, and that's how you get to real legacies, basically. So how's that for history? All right, so class is dismissed. I kind of ran a lot of different subjects together or whatever, and this took 1 hour. This is why I don't do tutorials anymore. And then people are pulling down my tutorials, not understanding, even if it's like a 5 or 10 minute tutorial. If I have to edit it or if I have to sit up there and compile data and cross reference and try to explain to individuals how to really do their jobs or try to explain to individuals who are coming behind us how to do a job, and everything is taken down, then that's a waste of my energy, okay? So this has been I don't want to say, I don't know what to call this edition. Let me see. I was trying to look for a title. I just like to call it random when I'm running different stories together, different topics. So this has been a random discussion, random exclusive edition of Crowns and Tea with your favorite mean girl, your fast and sweetest tech princess, aiming me greatly. Shout out to the real influencers in the universe, and shout out to individuals who have real occupations as well. And do not use your titles as weapons against the American people. That's illegal, okay? Now that we got that out of the way, I'll talk to you later. Probably suspended and permanently banned from Twitter. Now I got a jet. Adios. Bye.